So it's Tuesday night and tomorrow I'm doing my very first offering for sale for Shifting Roots in Bloom, and I'm so nervous, like insanely nervous. I shouldn't be this nervous. Like, I'm just so worried that no one will buy my flowers, which is ridiculous. Like, someone's gonna buy my flowers, and if they don't buy my flowers, I will just give them to my neighbors. Like, it's fine. This is a win-win proposition, but I'm still so incredibly nervous. I feel like I'm putting my heart out on my sleeve. I feel almost as nervous as if I was gonna sing a concert. If you don't know me in real life, I used to be a classical singer, so I did like lots of opera competitions and other classical music competitions, performances, things like that. And so before you go on stage, you get so nervous, like you almost want to puke, and you make like little deals with yourself. Like, if you just get through this show, then when you're done, you can have your warm jacket. I don't know. That was like my silly thing that I did. And I kind of feel the same way selling my flowers. So crazy. Anyway, it's a really nice offering that I'll have for people. I have some ferns, of course, gorgeous peonies. I have a little bit of early feverfew. I think a little bit of, not very many stems of feverfew, but I do have a little bit. And then I think this is like called cotton ester or something. I just call it nonsense bird bush. A little hick like that. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna go grab some agastache from the front yard, and then I'll leave this out overnight so that some of the ants can get off of it. Any sort of bugs that are on it can like just work their way out. And then tomorrow in the morning, I'll swirl the peonies around with water. I will create everything, and then I'll put it out into the world, and we'll see what sells, and I'll share it all with you guys. All right, night night, I'll see you in the morning. So I don't know if you can really tell from the camera, but it actually just hailed and stormed. So I am so thankful that I got my flowers in when I did. So it's the next morning and it's time to get everything ready. So these guys sat outside last night, and then also this morning I went into the yard just to see if anything else had opened up. Actually, this one is for me. It's my little shorty dahlia, and I just couldn't resist bringing it in. She's so pretty. These are some of the other flowers that I was able to snag this morning that had opened up after the storm, and we have so much heat that things are opening up really fast. Now, unfortunately, in zone 3, we always have to be a little bit scrappy this time of year. So we have the beautiful peonies that are in season, but we don't have a lot of filler, and we don't always have a lot of interesting greens. When I was looking over at my pail and thinking sort of about these 5 arrangements that I want to make, I realized I probably didn't have enough greens. So what I decided to do is I have tons of this stupid creeping bellflower, and I decided I would just cut it and use it as a green. And it has a nice, thick, strong stem, and it should work out just perfectly. Here's another look at some of those stems that I was able to snag. I had my first pink peony starting to open up, and then another one of those light pink ones that I really love. A couple of irises might look nice, a few chive flowers for some contrast. I have these little shamrock perennial things, and I love, love, love using them as greens. Most of them are this red color, which I don't know if is really gonna go, but I thought I'd just pick it anyway and see. I have one single status that I'll throw in somebody's bouquet, a few little lavenders, and then a few more of these gotitillas opened up, however you pronounce them. And then I have one white feverfew that is looking good. Most of the time when I go to make an arrangement, I do it one arrangement at a time. But since I only have a set amount of flowers and there's really not a lot else that's blooming in my yard that I can use, so I think I'm going to kind of arrange all of them at the same time, although I do have some themes in my mind. Also, looking at the amount of peonies I have, I might be able to squeeze out one more arrangement, but we'll see. So one of the funny things is, I don't even actually have all of my marketing materials here yet. Normally the peonies, they bloom about the last week of June. And so I had ordered my specific Shifting Roots in Bloom business cards and a little thank you things, and they won't be here until June 28th. So you know what? It's okay. The important thing is that I just get out there, see what the market is like, and get my flowers into people's hands and start building up a customer list. Things like perfect branding and perfect packaging can always come later. First up, let's distribute the greens. I'm using some ferns. I have tons of these available to me, but I think they might only go in the larger ones. This feels too big. If it's too big, you can always just cut off a few. And they're done. I have 6 bouquets. I'm really happy with how they all look. I put them in a different range of prices. I also wanted to test out sort of what goes the fastest and what stays, and see or start to figure out where my sweet spot is. So the fun part's over, the arranging, but now the real work begins. So I have to go outside, photograph all of these flowers, come up with something fun on social media to help promote them. That means for me, probably doing a reel on Instagram or something unique in my stories. Then I need a hero shot of all of these, and if I sell every single one of these beauties today, then I'll be making $120, which is great for a first week with not a lot of flowers. Then we cross our fingers and hope that they all sell. I've got my setup, and basically we're ready to go. All the bouquets here, staging them with their hero shot, and thankfully it's a nice cloudy day out, so my pictures are gonna look great. I gotta say, taking pictures of the stuff always feels like a marathon. I feel like I'm in a race against the sun, a race against the heat, but it's finally done, and I can get these flowers now someplace cool and go put them for sale. Okay, so let's talk about the thing I'm sure you're all kind of dying to know. How much stuff sold? All right, well, I did not sell everything, but I did sell 4 out of the 6 arrangements that I made. Almost right away, I sold 2 arrangements from the same person, so she took the smaller 2. Then next, I had another person message me, and she took the one with all of the light peonies. Then after that, I didn't really make any sales until the evening, when I decided that in order to maybe drum up some interest, because I didn't post my sale until 11 a.m., that maybe I need to re-engage people in the evening. Maybe they were at work, forgot about it, who knows? So I made up some short videos just showing my flowers in a different light. Also, maybe in case my pictures weren't that good, just to maybe help people see like how pretty these bouquets actually are/were. And to some extent, I think it worked, because I did get a lot of people putting a like on those and messaging me that they were so pretty. I managed to sell 1 more bouquet, but nobody bought the other 2. I think that the one with the irises, it was just a bit too weird of a color combination. That bright fuchsia and bright yellow, it's probably not for everybody. And then the $30 one that I did with the fuchsia flowers, I thought 5 peonies for $30, like with other things in it, would be a fair price. But maybe in hindsight, I either should have priced it at $25 or I should have had more filler with it. But at that point, I had already done all of the other arrangements and I was running out of filler. I really didn't have anything. So we'll just try again next week. I'm also gonna try and offer maybe some different price points. Maybe I'll offer a couple of cheaper ones. And I've also wanted to do some teacup arrangements. So I will get some vintage teacups and see how those go and if they sell any better. And I will let you know the results. For pop-up sales, this is about where I like to harvest my peony. I like it that it's open enough that the person can visualize how big the peony will be, but not so small that they think it's maybe not a good deal. Anything that's more blown out like this, I just leave on the bush, and these are the ones that I get to look at for prettiness. So earlier on, I had told you that I was planning to do another peony sale this week. And with the weather that we had, I thought for sure that all of my pink peonies would explode. But the weather turned cold and my pink peonies still really haven't come out yet. And basically I needed everything for the photo shoot that I just had. I like to get professional pictures done. I don't have a husband who's good at photography or really anyone else in my life that would do them for free for me. So I think it's really important for business owners to get brand photography done. Most of us are not lucky enough to have someone who's maybe talented at cameras in our lives. So pay a brand photographer. You will not regret it for the gorgeous photos that you get. Anyway, I basically needed to use up all of my viable peonies for that photo shoot, and I really only got one bouquet out of it. Now, tomorrow and the next day are supposed to be really hot, so we'll see if everything bursts open. For now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a flash sale for that bouquet, and then I'll see tomorrow sort of how many peonies have opened and if I think I can go ahead with the sale that I was planning to do tomorrow. I just have to share this peony arch with you. I really want to do more weddings, and wedding arches are pretty in style now, so I thought I would give it a go. They sat out in the sun, so everything's looking a little more droopy than I would like it to, but it was a great learning experience on just like, can I make one and how easy it is, how much time does it take me. And even though it's a little bit droopy right now, I learned some great lessons, and I think this is something that I could potentially offer my brides. So thankfully, my branding materials came in yesterday, and I have my Shifting Roots in Bloom shirt, and I finally have some of these business cards to attach to bouquets. This was the bouquet from last night that I used in the photo shoot, and it sold right away. I just offered it as a discount because it wasn't a photo shoot. It was handled a little bit, and I cut the flowers when they were open a little more than I would have liked them to. So I'm glad it sold. I was a little worried it wouldn't. And this is what it looks like. Lovely business cards, and then all my information is on the back. So I checked the peonies this morning. They are not as open as I was hoping for, and I'll show you the next sale that I have. Okay, oh right, I almost forgot. So I guess what's selling this bouquet then, my first week total is $90, and I've sold 5 bouquets out of the total of 7. For those of you who are following this journey because you're interested in also starting your own cut flower journey, I've written a couple of ebooks to help you on the way. So the first one, the basics with growing cut flowers, is Cut Flowers Made Simple. And so this has everything you need to get started, and even has 2 done for you plans in there. Then I also have some additional books that includes Cut Flowers Made Simple, but also does a bundle so that you can also learn about seed saving, extending your harvest into the fall, especially if you're in a cold climate, and making gorgeous bouquets that people will love. And that's all bundled together in the Ultimate Cut Flower Bundle. I'm also working on a more advanced version of Cut Flowers Made Simple, and this one will show you how to do a more complex plan, and there will also be a running your own business component to it, but that one won't be available until October, I think. So keep your eyes peeled out for that one. You can also follow this journey with me. My flower account is shiftingroots_in_bloom on Instagram, and then of course my regular account, Shifting Roots on Instagram. And as always, if you found this content helpful, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.